and welcome to the channel. Welcome here in Umoja. My name is Ruiru, and it's been a while. It's been a while since we last spoke. I'm very happy to pick up the camera and talk to you guys. A few people have messaged me wondering what happened to the Freedom Boy. How are you doing, Ruiru? Are you okay? Yeah, I've been good. I hope that you guys have also been keeping well. Since I've been away, there was a flood in Nairobi of epic proportions. I hope that none of you are swept away by the waters. And also, I think I want to take this opportunity to condole with those that lost loved ones during those floods and those that suffered loss to their livelihoods and damage to their properties. That said, a lot has been going on with me as well. Let me see if I can remember everything that has happened from the top of my head. Since we last spoke, I did a virtual masterclass. I had car problems that I had to fix. That took a bit of time and a bit of money. Also, I suffered a serious bout of diarrhea, a severe occurrence of immoral bowel movement. I'll talk to you guys a bit about that. And then I had court, just as well that by the time I was going to court, the bowel movement, the diarrhea had sort of dissipated. It would not have been dignified to appear in court in that condition. And then what else happened? Then I also had a website that I was working on for a client. But then finally we are also going to talk about my upcoming Kenyan road trip. So that's what is in today's video. Right now though, I'm headed to grab something for breakfast. There's a new place I discovered that sells boiled maize. So I'm going to buy some boiled maize and then we'll go and make tea and talk about all those things I've said we'll talk about. If this is your first time to the channel, subscribe to the channel. All right, come along guys. I hope it's going to be an interesting one and I hope you guys enjoy. Bado boiled maize iko imeisha. Mahindi boilo. Uko na ile soft. Eh?
I was never the one to write up a song for just anyone. I was always the one to find myself lost in long conversations. Cause I've always been told that things will unfold if you keep on waiting. But then you came along and proved me all wrong. I was so mistaken. Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby.
Ladies and gents, welcome to breakfast. Maize, boiled maize and tea. That's what we are chewing today. Very nice. Ladies and gents, let me bring you up to speed on certain things that you guys I know are curious about. So the first of course is my recent troubles with bowel movement. I know you guys are curious about that, so let me bring you up to speed. I don't even know what happened. One moment I was just enjoying life in Umoja, the next I was in trouble. I don't know what I ate. I don't know where I went. But this tragedy of bowel movement came upon me as sudden as the flood waters of the rains that came upon Nairobi. You know, you guys don't know this, but diarrhea is a dangerous thing. A few years ago, while I was living in Ongata Rongai, there was an establishment, sort of a kibandaski, that used to sell the heads of goats. So they'd go to butcheries and be given the heads of cows and goats, and they'd come and prepare that. And those of us that were not able to afford the conventional meat would go to that establishment and buy the head of a goat at 50 shillings and just go and chew that, enjoy it. So I used to go to that place once in a while, buy the head of a goat at 50 bob, buy some onions, some tomatoes, some condiments, go and prepare that. If anyone called me and asked me what I was having for supper on those days, I'd say, I'm chewing meat. This establishment was in an area of Ongata Rongai called Exciting. And so there was a fellow that used to hang around that place. And one time, I think it occurred to him that he also needed to chew a bit of meat. So he went to that establishment and bought the head of a goat at around 6:30 in the evening. Went back to the house and chewed that. And by the time the morning came, the neighbors found out that this gentleman, after having partaken of that head of the goat, had diarrhea to death. He had been visited during the night by an immoral movement of the bowels, and that had occasioned him to diarrhea throughout the night, and by morning, he was dead. This guy, it's very tragic, very tragic. May he continue resting in peace. But diarrhea to death. And I'm very happy that I was able to survive the recent attacks. I suffered a loss of even my progress in the gym. All my biceps that had been accruing in the gym, I was able to lose them. And this is also to remind you guys to be very grateful for health. If you're in good health, you're rich. Most of these powerful people that you know about, that you think about, very powerful, very rich men, filthy rich, if you were to be told the conditions they were suffering from, if you were to be offered their fortunes and told that with their fortunes you'd also have to inherit their conditions, you would not accept it. You would consider it a very bad deal. You'd say, just leave me to my status quo. So be very grateful for health. I remember when I took my mom to Busia when she broke her hand, and we go to that place and there was a person missing a knee. Their knee had been crushed by whatever accident they'd gone through, and they didn't have a knee. And mom looked at that person and said, I'm not even injured. People have very many problems with regards to health. There are very many people in the health facilities, in wards. Some of you guys have never even been admitted since you were born. That is how much God loves you and me. Yeah, that is how much God loves us. So let's be grateful for health. Let's go to the gym, get some gains. Bring back, the chest and those biceps.
Take a leap of faith, run with me. Clouds go by and the sun is set high, and I believe you when you say that this is never gonna change. Honestly, I'm running a bit wild. Be brave, we don't need far too much. Just stay brave beside me. Happy days, running on the open fields. Yeah.
Right, ladies and gents, that was a good workout. So I'm finished with the gym. Let's head back to the house. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back from the gym. I've had a shower, a change of clothes. And right now, I want to take this opportunity to talk to you guys about the website I've been working on, which business I've also elected to be the sponsor of today's video. This website is from a business called Nairobi Tough Grass. So it's a beautiful website, as you guys can see. And primarily what they deal with is tough grass. You guys have seen this artificial grass that is put on fields, on balconies, in offices. If you've ever wondered what it's called tough grass, all right? They also have artificial vertical gardens, artificial moss, artificial plants, and artificial ceiling decor. This is just to beautify spaces, whether those be homes and apartments, balconies, terraces, restaurants, cafes, clubs, lounges, office spaces. All those places, they are able to beautify them for you. And the way they work is, of course, you request for the service on the website. There's a floating contact button here. You can reach them. You can write them an email. You can reach them on WhatsApp. You can give them a call through that floating contact button. And what you're able to do is request for the service. They'll give you a call to consult with you. Then they'll send a technician to survey your site. I was in court on 17th February. Hi guys, so I'm currently in court. You guys have never seen me in court. So this is how I do my court meetings, and we've been doing them from 2024. We continue appearing in court and defending ourselves. So my matter is next right now. I just want to listen to it and see the direction the court will give us. Your Honor, my name is Jimbo. Yes, I appear to be responsible. Right, ladies and gentlemen, so that has been our appearance in court. So basically the position is, this is an appeal of the small claims court matter that was ruled upon on 7th of February 2024, if I recall correctly. And the other parties appealed, of course, on the same date, 7th February 2025. But then the matter was sort of dormant for the whole of the year 2025. And it was sort of brought back to life in 2026 January, and so we've been doing mentions. And basically the position is the lower court, the small claims court, is supposed to provide us basically documents related to the case. so that the higher court can rely on those in determining the appeal. Because once a lower court rules on a matter, that ruling cannot be changed until the appeal is finalized. So we need those, the higher court needs those records, and then to determine whether they will uphold that ruling or whether they will change it. Basically, that's how an appeal goes. So we are still waiting for the lower court to provide us with the relevant files. So we've been given another mention date for 16th of April. On that date, hopefully, we will have those documents and we can proceed with the appeal. This appeal doesn't belong to us, it belongs to the other parties. So Judges Majimbo and I, basically just waiting for the other guys to prosecute their appeal and for us to defend ourselves. So we will wait for the lower court to hopefully reply to that letter dated 5th March, and hopefully when we do the next mention on 16th of April, we will have those files so that we can continue with this appeal and see how it goes. Yeah, so that is where we are with the court matters, and Mr. Majimbo is as usual doing a very good job, and we will keep defending ourselves even as we progress. Right, at this point I think we have two things left to talk about. We need to talk about the Kenyan road trip, the upcoming Kenyan road trip that I want to undertake. Before I talk to you about the upcoming road trip as well as the state of the car, I feel that we need to subject the car to a bit of a test. The problem I'm having with the car is a cooling issue. I know that very many of you own vehicles, so the coolant in the car keeps diminishing at a very high rate. And that could either be the radiator, it could be the radiator that is leaking, it could be the water pump, it could be some valves or some pipes that are leaking, it could be a head gasket issue. I simply don't know at this time. So I want to take the car on a small sort of drive. Let's go to Ruiru. Ruiru is about 25 kilometers from this place. So we'll drive all the way to Ruiru, park at a certain place, and then I'll explain to you better the mechanical issues with the car. And then we'll also talk about the upcoming road trip. I feel that also this small road trip will also help me understand the potential of the car, whether it can really drive for extended periods of time. So I want to go all the way to Thika Super Highway. Then of course once I'm on Thika Super Highway, I'll be driving at around 80 kilometers an hour. And then go to Ruiru, we park at some place, and then just discuss the state of the car and the upcoming road trip.
A few moments later.
Guys, so in the car, let's set out for Ruiru. So since the last service, which was sealing the radiator because I thought it was leaking. I'm not sure if they sealed it properly, I'll talk to you about that. But since we did that, I've put about 180 kilometers on the car. The reason I'm telling you that mileage is because I want to reset it so that the car starts recording afresh, so that we know how many kilometers we are going to cover right now, headed to Ruiru and back.
Sing, won't you sing with me? Leave everything for me. Stay the night. Oh, miss your flight. Walk through the rain with me. Get soaked to the skin, feel free. Shut the world out. Let's hang out. Oh, I used to see in colors, now it's gray. Till I met you at the concert the other day.
Slide right onto the A2 ramp, then merge onto Nairobi Highway.
Alright guys, so I've arrived in Ruiru and it was raining, but it seems like the rain is stopping now, which is a good thing because if it was raining we would not have been able to do the video, but it seems like the rain is going down. I just want to get to a turn and then we'll find a place to stop. Interesting. I'm averaging about 21 kilometers to the liter. The fuel consumption of the car is very good, but there are other shenanigans going on, other things that we are going to talk about with regards to the cooling issue.
Continue for 2 kilometers.
Right, so guys, I'm in Ruiru, it's raining and I found a place where I can sort of order something to chew. This is not the final destination, we're still headed somewhere else, but I just want to order something to chew. I don't even know the name of this place, I'll find it out for you guys, but they make very good nyama choma. So I want to get some nyama choma and then we'll head to the final destination and chew it there. I really hope it stops raining because I can't really show you what's wrong with the car if it's raining. Guys, so good news. My nyama choma is ready right over here. And it has also stopped raining, so the only thing that remains is for us to head out to the final destination, and then talk.
More moments later.
Right guys, so I've arrived to this place, my final destination. It's sort of a pond with the grass on the side. I don't know how best to call this place. Yeah, so this is a private property. I talked to the people that run this area and they said they develop it into a park and chill. But until then they don't encourage people to come to this place, so I can't reveal its location. Some people just driving by discover it and sometimes hang out, and it's frowned upon because of, like I said, it's private property, but they are thinking about developing it into a park and chill, and it will be very beautiful if they do that. But yeah, I just want to chew whatever it is that I bought, and then we'll talk about my upcoming trip, and we'll talk about the mechanical state of a yacht. Although to look at it you'll think there's nothing wrong, right? Sometimes it's running very well, and it's consuming, the fuel consumption is very good. I'm getting up to 20 kilometers per liter. Very good numbers, but we'll talk about what is wrong with the car. First, let me chew the nyama choma I got so that it doesn't go cold. Sometimes life likes to confuse you with very many things, but all you need is some nyama choma and ugali and beautiful views, and you just chew it and life becomes simpler. This is a very big step up from those goat heads that I chewed in Exciting in Ngatarungai. Those goat heads that made a man die. Look at those views, huh? Just look at those views. Can you imagine enjoying those views and chewing nyama choma? The other thing is, gentlemen, I want us to once in a while go out and just do something nice for ourselves, for the sake of it. Because the things men are contending with in this city, oh my goodness, there will always be something to solve in the life of a man. There will always be bills to be paid. There will always be school fees, rent, all manner of bills to be paid. And sometimes you sort of sacrifice yourself. That is not a bad thing. Actually, fulfillment is to be found in responsibility. You take upon yourself a load, and fulfillment is to be found in that. But don't forget to do something nice for yourself once in a while. That's my point. Good. So I'm done having my lunch and chewing it. It was very nice. Let me talk to you guys about a yacht and what's been going on with her. A few weeks after coming back from Ushago in January, I saw that the car was overheating, and I stopped the car and I found out that coolant had run out in the reservoir and also in the radiator. So I went to the mechanic, and the first solution they proposed was that my radiator cap could be faulty. So we switched that radiator cap and off I went on my merry way, and the car was okay. Once again, coolant had run out in the reservoir and in the radiator. And once again, we filled up the car with coolant and replaced the radiator cap. I think we did that 3 times. And each time the car would be okay, I'd drive off, and after a few weeks, the car would overheat again and coolant would have run out. But it seems when we washed the radiator, the sharp boys messed the radiator and it started leaking, and we've sealed it using Arodite. I'm not sure how much of a solution that is. But more than that, what is causing the car to use up coolant like this? That is the foundation of the problem. If we don't fix that, then this problem will keep recurring. Some mechanics suggested that the car might have blown its gasket. From the last service, I've already put up close to 200 kilometers on the car. Whenever I'm on the highway, like right now, I left the house and I've driven all the way to Ruiru, doing on average 80 kilometers an hour on the Thika superhighway, and the car drives just fine. Those among you that have had blown gaskets, how does it look like? Can a car drive for 200 kilometers with a blown gasket? The symptoms of a blown gasket, and I don't see those symptoms on a yacht, because the first symptom of a blown gasket, according to Google and the research I've done on YouTube, is that if you open the radiator, if you turn on the car and you open the radiator, then coolant shoots out. Okay? Coolant shoots out like this. But that doesn't happen with a yacht, and I think we'll do that right now. The other thing is they say that a car that has a blown gasket expels smoke, white smoke from the exhaust pipe. That doesn't happen with a yacht. I've opened up the radiator and the coolant is full to the brim, which is a good sign. That never used to happen before. The radiator would, whenever I opened up the radiator, I'd find that coolant was non-existent in the radiator. That if I turn on the car, coolant rises to the top of the radiator, and I've just switched off the car, but if I kept it running, then that coolant would start pouring out, which I'm told is it's not how it's supposed to be. But I've never had a Honda Fit before, so I don't know. Basically, they say that if you turn on the car, coolant is not supposed to rise up. It's just supposed to run in the radiator. But for a blown gasket, I was also told that coolant is supposed to shoot out. But that's not happening with the yacht. Those of you that are mechanics and would know what that means, reach out to me on this number and let me know what that means. So that's the issue with the yacht. At this point, let us talk about my upcoming road trip. Oh my goodness. If it turns out that the car doesn't have a major issue, I'm hoping that a qualified mechanic will reach out and will be able to diagnose a yacht. But if it turns out that it doesn't have a major issue, then I'll set out. So let us talk about that. And because I'm starting with the first stretch and I don't know how it will go, I'll just reveal to you guys the first stretch. At the end of the first stretch, I'll reveal the second stretch. At the end of the second stretch, I'll reveal the third. So the first stretch will be Nairobi to Naivasha, and then spend maybe a day or two in Naivasha, and then Naivasha to Nakuru, spend a day or two in Nakuru, Nakuru to Kericho, spend a few days in that place, Kericho to Kisii, and then stay in Kisii for a bit, Kisii to Homa Bay, and then Homa Bay to Kisumu. That is the first stretch. I want to meet you guys in those places. If you have an Airbnb or a hotel that you run in those places and you would like for it to be featured on YouTube, reach out to me so that I can be able to, spend a few days, maybe 2 or 3 in your establishment, and we'll also do a very beautiful review of the place, and basically let people know that if they come to Naivasha or Nakuru or Kericho, Kisii, Homa Bay, Kisumu, but when they come to those places, your place is the place to be. In those towns that I don't find any takers, then I will sleep in the car. If you're a content creator in Nakuru, Naivasha, Kericho, Homa Bay, Kisii, Kisumu, reach out to me. You're able to show me your hometown, show me a few machoches here and there. At this point, let me do the freedom comment of the week. This week's freedom comment is by one Avik Bowen. This is what he had to say. You inspired me to start a YouTube channel. I have always held back on content creation, postponing it, giving excuses of lack of equipment. I have a camera, but I have always thought that I have to buy all the gear, which in real sense is impossible as a beginner. I am a graduate of mass communication. There's a motorbike passing by. I am a graduate of mass communication, and I realized I have no excuse and no time is the right time. Now is the right time. Thank you for opening my eyes, and when you plan your road trip and happen to come to Eldoret, be sure to have a place to spend a night. Thank you, Avik Bowen. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for your support. Thank you for always being here to watch these videos. As always, I'm grateful. I'll be seeing you in the next video.